for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
What if I told you the Yankees are about to make a gamble that could either lock up the title or haunt us for years? An inside source just confirmed a secret negotiation for a name nobody saw coming. You want to find out who's coming and who we're putting on the line? You'll only get the full exclusive breakdown here. Subscribe now so you don't miss out. Welcome back to the channel, your home for everything about our New York Yankees. This is your direct line from the Bronx, always bringing you the real deal, no fluff, just the way you like it. Today we got some serious heat on one of those moves that could define our future, not just for the rest of this season, but for years to come. We're talking about a potential trade that's brewing behind the scenes in MLB, one that could bring an elite arm to our bullpen. The trade deadline is creeping up, and as usual, the Yankees' name is in the middle of every damn conversation. Brian Cashman and his crew are putting in the work, and I've got some inside chatter I gotta share with y'all. The name making all the noise is Mason Miller, the superstar closer from the Oakland Athletics. Yeah, you heard that right. One of the most dominant pitchers in the game today could be on his way to the Bronx. The question is, what's it gonna cost? The proposal on the table, floated by analysts and one that I've confirmed is, at the very least being discussed internally, is a blockbuster. The Yankees would get right-handed pitcher Mason Miller, a generational talent, while the A's would get a heavy package of prospects. Righty Cam Schlittler, another righty Carlos Lagrange, and first baseman catcher Rafael Flores. Let's break this down, because this deal has the potential to be a true blockbuster trade. First, let's talk about what Mason Miller brings to the table. He ain't just a closer, he's a weapon. With club control through 2029, he'd be more than just a rental. He'd be the cornerstone of our bullpen for the future. This season, he's already racked up 20 saves and has a 3.76 ERA. Numbers that, while solid, don't tell the whole story. Miller's real magic is in his stuff. A fastball that consistently hits triple digits and a wipeout slider. He's a fierce competitor, a guy who intimidates hitters just by stepping on the mound. His arrival would mean an immediate shift in our bullpen's dynamic. Devin Williams, who came in with the expectation of being our lockdown closer, has been shaky. Don't get it twisted, Williams has talent, but the inconsistency has been a real problem. In crucial games, we've seen him give up big runs, and his body language at times doesn't scream the confidence a Yankees closer needs. With his contract up at the end of the season, the front office has a serious decision to make. Is it worth dropping a bag to re-sign him, given his performance? Bringing in Miller now not only solves the closer issue for this year, but gives us insane security for the future, allowing the team to put resources into other areas of need. Miller's arrival at the stadium would be electric. Picture it, lights flashing, enter Sandman blaring, and Mason Miller strolling to the mound to shut the door. That's the kind of energy that wins championships. Now, let's talk about the other side of this deal. What we'd be giving up. The package the A's are demanding is understandably a heavy one. Ken Rosenthal from The Athletic, one of the most dialed-in sources in baseball, confirmed that Oakland is hunting for top-tier young arms for Miller. They're under no obligation to trade him, so they can afford to sit back and wait for the perfect offer. And that's where our prospects come in. Cam Schlittler, a right-handed pitcher, is a name that's been climbing our farm system charts fast. With clean mechanics and good command, he projects as a solid middle-of-the-rotation starter down the road. Losing an arm with that potential hurts, no doubt about it. Then there's Carlos Lagrange, another righty with a massive ceiling. Lagrange is younger and more raw, but his upside is through the roof. He's got an explosive fastball, and if he can develop his secondary pitches, he could become an elite arm. He's the type of guy who, if traded, could come back to haunt us in a few years. Finally, Rafael Flores, a versatile dude who plays first and catches. Flores has shown a promising bat in the minors with pop and plate discipline. His defensive versatility makes him a valuable piece for any organization. Giving up these three young talents is a steep price. It's the classic strategic choice that defines a front office. Do you sacrifice the future for glory right now? For us as the Bronx Bombers, the answer almost always leans toward winning now. The window to win a World Series is wide open. We've got a core of players in their prime, like Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole. We can't afford to waste this opportunity by hesitating. The truth is, prospects are just that. Prospects. Mason Miller is a sure thing. He's already proven he can dominate at the highest level. In a division as cutthroat as the AL East, having a closer like Miller could be the difference between winning the division and scrapping for a wildcard spot. Think about those matchups against the Rays, the Blue Jays, and the Red Sox. Having a lockdown arm for the final innings is priceless. It's an all-in move, a statement to the rest of the league that the Yankees ain't messing around. We're here to add another trophy to the case. Management knows the Yanks nation is starving for a title, and bold moves like this are what build dynasties. It's a tough pill to swallow, giving up young talent, but the thought of seeing Miller in our glorious pinstripes closing out games in the Bronx makes the sacrifice seem not just palatable, but necessary. The time to act is now. Let's dig a little deeper into the impact Mason Miller would have on our club, beyond the box score. The arrival of a player of his caliber sends a positive shockwave through the entire roster. Imagine the effect on our starting rotation. Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, and the rest of the guys would know that if they can just get the game to the 7th or 8th with a lead, the job is basically done. That takes a massive amount of pressure off our starters' shoulders, allowing them to pitch more aggressively, more confidently. Right now, with the question marks in the pen, there's always that doubt creeping in. Is the bullpen gonna hold it? That doubt can be a killer in a game of inches. With Miller anchoring the bullpen, that doubt vanishes, replaced by an overwhelming certainty. Furthermore, Miller's presence would let Aaron Boone use the other bullpen pieces way more strategically. Clay Holmes, for instance, a former dominant closer himself, could slide back into his 8th inning setup role, a spot where he's extremely comfortable and has been lights out. Other arms, like a healthy Jonathan Loaisiga, could be deployed in high leverage spots earlier in the game without having to save them for the end. We'd have a deeper, more versatile, and most importantly, a more intimidating bullpen. Opponents would know that from the 7th inning on, scoring runs against the Yankees becomes damn near impossible. That's what we call shortening the game. A solid rotation followed by an elite bullpen is the proven formula for postseason success. We can't forget that the evil empire didn't win 27 world championships by being timid. We were built on the back of audacious moves and acquiring elite talent when the opportunity knocked. From Babe Ruth to Reggie Jackson to A-Rod, the history of the Yankees is defined by franchise-altering trades and signings. Bringing in Mason Miller would be following that tradition, reaffirming our identity. It would be a clear message to everyone. We are committed to excellence, whatever the cost. A look at Miller's analytics also reveals a crucial detail: his sky-high strikeout rate. He doesn't just get saves, he gets them dominantly, punching guys out and minimizing the risk of cheap hits or defensive errors on balls in play. In high-pressure situations with runners on, that ability to get a K is invaluable. It's the kind of trait that separates the good closers from the great ones. And make no mistake, Mason Miller is in that second group. The A's know the diamond they have, and that's why the price is astronomical. But for a team like the Yankees, with our resources and our need, it's a price we should be willing to pay. It's an investment in the present and the future, a move that could put us back on top of the baseball world. So to wrap it all up, the final analysis of this proposed Mason Miller trade is clear. It's a high-risk, high-reward play, but it's one the New York Yankees need to make. Yeah, losing prospects like Schlittler, LaGrange, and Flores is gonna sting down the line. There's a chance one or more of them become stars somewhere else. That's the risk you take in any baseball trade. However, what Mason Miller offers is immediate, tangible, and has the power to change the course of our season and solidify our bullpen for the next 5 years. He's the missing piece to our puzzle. With him, we turn an area of relative uncertainty into an undeniable strength. We go from being a very good team to a World Series favorite. Devin Williams just hasn't shown the consistency needed to be the closer for a team with our aspirations. I'm waiting to see if he figures it out, or gambling on re-signing him as a free agent is a much bigger risk than giving up prospects for a sure thing like Miller. The time for boldness is now, while Aaron Judge is playing at an MVP level and our championship window is wide open. We can't look back in a few years and regret not making the one move that could have gotten us to title number 28. The front office needs to pull the trigger. Now, I want to hear from you. Yanks Nation, the real bleacher creatures. What do you think about this proposal? Is it worth giving up 3 promising prospects to get Mason Miller in the Bronx? Do you trust that he's the answer to our bullpen problems? Drop your opinions in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to know what the most passionate fan base in baseball is thinking. Trust me, your voice matters. The pressure we bring, the passion we show, that stuff gets back to the decision makers. This is a conversation we need to have as a community. The future of our beloved Pinstripes is on the line. To make sure you don't miss any updates on this and other trade buzz, in-depth analysis, and exclusive Yankees news, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have those notifications turned on. I'll be right here on the front lines bringing you the info as soon as it breaks, straight up and reliable. This is your one-stop shop for everything Bronx Bombers. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's go Yankees.